You think that Trump is going to stop the country from heading in a communist direction?
I don't think he can stop, but he's been like Jesus Christ saving this country, giving his life for this country.
You said Donald Trump has been like who?
Jesus Christ.
Donald Trump has been like Jesus Christ?
Yeah, saving this country, giving his life for the betterment of the people of the country.
What? In what way?
He's given his worth, his time. He's not on vacation like Biden. 40% of the time he's on Delaware on vacation.
He played golf like so much when he was president.
And look how much he did.
Well, he played a lot of golf.
Yes.
As election season continues to ramp up, we're probably going to hear this blasphemous comparison more often than normal.
The Democrats and the fake news media want to constantly talk about, oh, President Trump is a convicted felon. Well, you want to know something? The man that I worship is also a convicted felon. And he was murdered on a Roman cross.
Before you take this historic vote today, 1 week before Christmas, I want you to keep this in mind. When Jesus was falsely accused of treason, Pontius Pilate gave Jesus the opportunity to face his accusers. During that sham trial, Pontius Pilate afforded more rights to Jesus than the Democrats have afforded this president in this process.
President Trump is joining some of the most incredible people in history being arrested today. Nelson Mandela was arrested, served time in prison. Jesus was arrested and murdered by the Roman government. There have been many people throughout history that have been arrested and persecuted.
She said the same thing after Trump was arraigned in Lower Manhattan for the hush money payment case he was just convicted for. But if you've been following along with MAGA over the years, this is hardly an unfamiliar comparison to hear.
If you look at the history of Jesus, it was hundreds of years later before he was recognized, and that's probably the same thing that's going to happen to Donald Trump. I think he's been picked by God, yes.
Yeah. He wears lifts. He wears lifts on his shoes. He wears a lot of makeup. He wears a girdle to hold in, his belly. Is that something, God would do?
First off, if you knew anything about the apostles, okay, they were pretty much all trash. All right? They all had their bad qualities. And even Jesus was dating a hooker.
President Trump is taking a bullet for me. President Trump is prepared to take a bullet for all of us. What he's doing is actually Christlike. And I never thought that before until today. I actually used to make fun of people who would say that because I thought, okay, that's not made fun of them. But I would be like, all right, that's a little extreme. But he's literally going to prison for us.
And this truth can open the ways for the gifts to be. Believe that the man that can help this nation, the one man that was ridiculed, destroyed as Jesus, Trump, can come back and save the American dream for all and make America great with the dignity, with the power of who she is. The land of freedom, God's land, God's glory, the USA.
Even one Las Vegas rally goer parroted the same sentiment.
Think about Jesus Christ himself. Everybody went against him because he was preaching love and doing what was right for the people. And Trump's doing what's right for this nation. And because he's doing that, everybody is against him.
Have they all forgotten what Christianity dictates about not worshiping false idols and gods? Why would believers be this excited to compare Donald Trump to Jesus? They've been indoctrinated. This is cult-like. It's also hypocritical. According to the Word, Jesus and Trump have nothing in common, including the capacity for empathy and forgiveness. Trump is on a revenge tour right now. He's made it clear he would like to extend it to another term in the White House. WWJD. What would Jesus do? Why must MAGA believers keep invoking religion, the Bible, instead of being bold with what's really motivating so many of them, such as bigotry and propaganda? They're literally twisting themselves into pretzels in order to support Trump and avoid any criticism of him. Christians who cheer at the prospect of locking up so-called political enemies, booing Capitol police officers who saved lawmakers on January 6, supporting anti-immigration policies that endanger lives, including children. And yet these same forever MAGA lovers are pro-guns. Christians who seem to need a reminder Jesus was nonviolent, even when defending the innocent, turning the other cheek. That's in the Bible. Luke 6:29. If someone slaps you on one cheek, turn to them the other also. It doesn't say blow them away with an AK. Revelation 12:11. Christians conquer not by killing, but by dying, the blood of the Lamb. The word of our testimony. MAGA policies are antithetical to some of the most basic teachings of Christianity.
How any Christian can vote for a Democrat, Christian or person of faith, person of faith, how you can vote for a Democrat is crazy.
We should put Christ back into the country where he belongs, and the country would grow a lot stronger.
What does that look like, though, putting Christ back into the country?
Put God back into the church, or put God back into the White House.
When you say Christianity is under attack in America, you're talking about in the schools, the teaching of...
Not so much in the schools, but I just can't come up with anything right now. But I think the biggest thing is I just don't trust Joe Biden.
CNN correspondent Donnie O'Sullivan recently embarked on a journey to delve into the minds of evangelical Trump supporters, seeking to unravel the enigma of why they perceive ex-President Donald Trump as essential for the preservation of faith in America. O'Sullivan's investigation shed light on a concept known as Christian nationalism, a belief system asserting that America is fundamentally a Christian nation deserving of a privileged status within its government. This ideology has been championed by both Donald Trump and certain MAGA preachers who have insistently propagated the narrative that Christianity is besieged by external threats.
The church is supposed to direct the government. The government is not supposed to direct the church. That is not how our founding fathers intended it.
To use Christianity to control that if you don't see Christianity in Christ the way we see him, then you are not truly Christian. And if you're not truly Christian, then you're not truly American.
This blurring of lines between the sacred and the secular is further emphasized by Trump's comparison of his legal troubles to the crucifixion, trivializing and distorting the significance of Jesus' sacrifice. These interactions highlight the dangerous cocktail of ignorance and blind allegiance that fuels the narratives of carnival barkers like Donald Trump and MAGA preachers.
I'm to the place right now, if you vote Democrat, I don't even want you around this church. You can get out. You can get out, you demon. You can get out, you baby butchering election thief. You cannot be a Christian and vote Democrat in this nation.
Jesus wasn't this nice little limp-wristed, weak-kneed little, guy that walked around. I've seen Jesus. He's a man's man. So I told, I want to tell it to him next time I see him. I'm going to tell him, Jesus, you're a man's man, man.
Con men like Trump exploit their followers' ignorance and fear to suit their own agendas. This rigid, delusional mindset essentially dictates that if one does not align with the MAGA interpretation of Christianity, they are deemed not truly Christian and therefore not truly American.